Oh, hi there. My name's Weird News. You're watching Patrick Weir. With me, Patrick Weir with News. You watch the Weird News. You watch the Weird News. Alright, guys, I got a little bit of a joke for you. So, the United States of America walks into a bar, right? Takes a seat over at the bar, and bartender comes up. Says, well, hey, America, what can I get for you? The United States looks up at the bartender, says, well, Bob, I'll just take the usual. The bartender says, oh, you mean a school shooting? Donald Trump tweeting some stupid shit and Jimmy Kimmel crying on live television? The United States looks up, says, same old, am I right? Woo! Hot diggity dog. Friends, that's what we call in the comedy game a knee slapper. On February 14th, a pathetic excuse of a human being took an AR-15 to the Stoneman Douglas High School, which he'd been previously expelled from, and murdered 14 of his fellow classmates along with 3 faculty members. I'm sure this came to absolutely nobody's surprise, though, on account of the fact that every single time this happens, nobody does a fucking thing about it. Man, how could we have prevented this? I don't know. Do something? There is actually, however, a silver lining this time around. Survivors of the attack have actually been given a platform to speak on, as opposed to having just clueless politicians speak on their behalf, asking for nothing more than thoughts and prayers. And thoughts and prayers are great and everything, but unless you're gonna pray up Keanu Reeves himself to stop the bullets, I'll take actual change any day of the week. Survivors such as Kevin Trejo, David Hogg, and Sinead O'Connor have spoken out against the Trump administration for a lack of action anytime a shooting like this occurs. Yes, these brave young souls that endured more suffering than I would ever wish on my worst enemies, Dinkelberg, have decided to take a stand against the status quo so no others will ever have to experience the traumatizing events that they did. Their wise words have brought nothing but compassion from their fellow Americans, bringing one another together across the political spectrum like I haven't seen since 9/11. Psych! Donald Trump took to Twitter to blame the shooting on the FBI, claiming that if they weren't so busy investigating his collusion with Russia, they could have prevented this. Do you guys think Donald Trump knows that the FBI isn't just Robert Mueller? They're an entire organization. They can multitask. Yes, while they did receive numerous tips about the Florida shooter, and while I definitely agree they should have done something about it whenever they received said tips, where the fuck does he get off using the deaths of 17 innocent people to try to convince us that he's not a traitorous scumbag? That's not how you're gonna win us over. Luckily, Trump's carer came to the rescue to tell us all what this tweet actually meant.
I think he was speaking, not necessarily that is the cause. I think we all have to be aware that the cause of this is that of a deranged individual that made a decision to take the lives of 17 other people. That is the responsibility of the shooter, certainly not the responsibility of anybody else.
Sarah, I haven't seen this much misdirection since I tried to make eye contact with you. Seriously, what was the White House thinking when they hired Pennywise's twin sister? Now, to be fair, Donald Trump did actually just tweet out while I was recording this video, I will be strongly pushing comprehensive background checks with an emphasis on mental health. Raise age to 21 and end sale of bump stocks. This seems very uncharacteristic for him, however, it's something that I am actually all for, and I think a lot of people, who lean left or liberal are actually going to agree with. So while nothing has actually happened, I'm very interested to see if he follows through on this promise. While the old Trumpster is busy using this strategy for mostly his own personal benefit, his army of incels are denying the legitimacy of the survivors in the first place. A quick little trip over to r/dipshit shows an entire array of well thought out and intelligent posts, and that last sentence was sarcasm. Here's a good one. We got a certified dank deep state meme that claims survivor David Hogg is actually a crisis actor because he appeared on the news in California once. Other evidence that backs up this claim is the fact that his father is former FBI and he's incredibly well spoken, as if he's reading off of a script or something, I don't know. Big if true. However, it's not true. He was on the news in California because, believe it or not, he lived there at one point, and he goes back to visit sometimes. On one of his visits, a lifeguard was mean to one of his friends, and they made the local news. The only crime here is how shitty local news is. And also, his father is former FBI. So, these geniuses are saying that David Hogg's father must have brainwashed him into hating Trump and being anti-Second Amendment. But Donald Trump does a pretty good job himself at getting people to hate him. And David Hogg actually came on live television, on CNN no less, to promote the Second Amendment.
These people keep saying that I'm anti-Second Amendment. I'm not. I want every American to be able to own a gun that has a mentally stable mind, a person that has a credible background, that doesn't have any previous like major convictions, and somebody that's not going to go out and commit these atrocities, because those are the people that are at fault here.
He just says that he doesn't think lunatics like the people sharing these posts should have access to weapons. The third and final point I'm going to bother addressing here that makes people think this is all some sort of hoax is the fact that David Hogg is, well, very well spoken. To be fair, I get it. It's pretty confusing when somebody can speak better mouth brain words than glorious leader. Yeah, crazy how somebody on national television wants to come across intelligent, especially when they're discussing such a hotly debated topic. What's up with these conspiracy theorists every single time that there's a shooting? Every single one. They cry false flag. Look at these crisis actors. You think that they couldn't get new actors? I work in the film industry. We won't even cast the same background in a movie for continuity's sake. You think there's some high-level false flagging organization that can't afford to cast a new face every single time they want to fake one of these shootings? Go on. How fucking stupid are you? I guess that's actually, I already know the answer to that. 10 out of 10. Alright, let's see. What else does the Donald have for us? Here's another charming post. Can I just ask why the fuck we're even listening to children's opinions on gun laws? In my opinion, the opinion of a 17-year-old is of no more value than that of a toddler. Solid point there, fellow centipede. Sort of how I feel just as comfortable around a full-grown grizzly bear as I do a cub. I mean, they're both bears. What's the difference? Look, I don't know what sort of sad, basement-dwelling, 4chan lurking, red-pilling little bitch you are, but at 17, my opinions were definitely more logical and valuable than those of a toddler's. I do, however, understand how that may be pretty difficult for you to get since yours still seem to be those of a toddler's. So how about you just go back to shoving chicken tendies up your ass and making cum tributes until you can think of a better point, which I'm sure you eventually will after you hit puberty. Alright, well, as cute as it is to watch these psychopaths circle jerk with a bunch of Russian bots, I'm scared if I stay here any longer, I may be tricked into no longer being here ironically. So I'm gonna go ahead and make like Sarah Huckabee Sanders' eyes and just slowly kind of creep on out of here. Alright, well, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe. If you're a Soros shill, comment. And if you're a lizard person, leave a like. Alright. Bye. Oh, hey, Dinesh D'Souza, you can literally eat my asshole, and that's my fucking tit, bitch.
Watch the weird news. Watch the weird news. How dare you watch the weird news.